Deconstruction. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Horror Deconstruction. You can find us at horrordeconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/horrordeconstruction, as well as facebook.com/thehorrordeconstruction. You can tell how fast I'm going right through this episode.
You're like an auctioneer.
Say, hey, number 15, terrible movie. With your host, Comp, as well as... and we're reviewing the film today called... What the fuck is wrong with you? To say the name, I want to get this episode done with. 1988's Les Mimes Cannibales. It's called Rabid, Grannies, and it was made in what the hell was it made in? Bulgaria or Belgium? What the fuck?
Bulgaria? It's a Belgian horror film.
Yeah, so they made it in Belgium. Anyway,
Belgia.
No, in Belgium.
Belgium.
What the fuck is it? Belgium, right? Is that the place? Man, we're really striking out with the European people in this fucking who listen to this show.
Belgium.
So
Belgium.
So Rabid Grannies, 1988. It was licensed by Troma. And what's your history with this film?
It's like one of those movies I've always wanted to see.
Yeah, I remember seeing the poster for this when I used to visit the video stores as a kid, and they had the poster for. Looking at the poster now, I realize neither of those characters, none of those people on that poster are in this film at all. And it's sold a different way. Because
I didn't realize how old it was either. I thought it was like fairly recent, but I guess not.
The poster has this really schlocky, cheap look to it of this young girl in pigtails, and she has a really shocked and horrified face, and behind her are these two old women that look like zombies.
One of them looks like Rodney Dangerfield.
You tell me that wasn't Rodney Dangerfield?
It could be.
Is she holding a foot in her hand or something? There's some shit.
Yeah, you know what? That is a foot.
There's some shit going on in that poster. It doesn't make any sense because it's not in this movie. Like, none of those characters appear in this film.
The title of the movie isn't in this movie.
Yeah.
There are not rabid grannies in this movie.
What's Les Mimes, though? What's that? Because obviously it means something cannibals, but I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know. Yeah, really, who cares? This is the worst movie I ever saw, thanks to fucking Dan. He was fucking
This is not the
stupid.
worst movie.
You know why I say this is worse than Killjoy 2? Because the fucking movie is a half an hour more than Killjoy 2 is. At least Killjoy 2 is an hour and I could get out of it. This I had to watch an hour or half an hour of people talking. With
this is not
badly dubbed. You were right when I thought it was an English film for some reason. Even though I knew it was a Belgian film, I thought it was an English film when it just had bad dubbing. Like, you know how who's that Italian director we keep talking about?
So it was okay. So that would explain it too.
It's a Belgian film, like dubbed by English people.
They dubbed it so badly.
It's very badly done.
I have never seen such bad dubbing in any movie.
You can find the film on Hulu.com, apparently.
And you can find it on Netflix. As I'm watching the credits and it's saying who the dubbing is by, I'm like, you should be fired. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's very bad. And the print of the movie is really bad because throughout most of the film you see somebody's hair in the frame, like the actual
on the bottom, right?
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with this? And you see like somebody's hair, and I was like, holy sh. So this is the thing. I tried to pay attention to this film. There's only one person that I remember called Radu. That's it. It starts out with
the butler,
driver, right? I thought he was a driver.
I think he's just their butler.
Yeah, right. He's a butler. Starts out with these two old ladies being very nice to people.
They're supposed to be 92, but they're like more like 70.
Right. Are they supposed to be 92?
It's like their 92nd birthday, but they don't look 92 at all.
This is the director and writer Emmanuel Kervin's only film, and I hope what they did is I hope they shot him into fucking space after they made this movie because it's so fucking bad. People are saying, "Oh, it's so bad that it's good." It's like, no, it's just fucking bad movie. It's a fucking bad movie. It's bad.
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies that are so bad they're good. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, Troma should be ashamed of themselves for bringing this hunk of shit out here.
The thing is, I'm not super familiar with Troma. I know Class of Nukem High.
Yeah, just in general,
the second and the third one are pretty
awful.
awful.
You know that they make bad movies and stuff, but it's like
no, I know they make bad movies, but like they're so infamous.
They're redeemable, funny bad movies.
And then I know Toxie. And like that's about it. That's really all I know. So like
the only the only Troma films I really know is I saw Terra Firma, and that was fun. It was a bad fucking movie, but it was fun.
But is it like this?
No.
Because this movie is so. This is
another animal on its own.
I know Troma's like whole thing is they're gonna make like low budget movies, and
They just
you know,
acquired the right for
their
this.
thing. They make low budget movies for like as little as they can, and
And
this
sometimes,
movie it's so low budget that I couldn't enjoy it.
yeah, they acquire films from other countries or stuff, I guess, that can't get bought up by anybody else. I understand why nobody would buy this hunk of shit.
Oh, so they didn't make this?
No, they didn't make this. This is made in Belgium. You think Troma has any office in fucking Belgium over there and shit?
They could. Who knows?
And it's like they bought Cannibal the Musical by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, which kind of gave them a little... People say that movie's good, but I can't sit through that either. And even Trey Parker was like, if you pay $5 for it, you paid $5 too much. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, this is a really... I mean, I can't go on how many times I thought this movie was so... Like, they didn't even... I guess they didn't even buy lights for the film or something, because when it's pitch black scenes, you only see... You don't see outlines of people. You don't even see what happens in the movie.
There's like one of the first things I thought when I first started, like before anything even happened, was wow, this film quality is so bad that it's actually making me feel dizzy.
Yeah, it's really
like there's no like depth perception or something. I can't explain it, but like there's a point where it feels like you're looking at like a 2D video game almost because it's like that.
Do you want to get into the storyline, please, just a little bit?
There is no storyline. There's like two 92-year-old aunts, I guess, and it's their birthday, and they're millionaires or billionaires even. I don't know. And they have this big mansion, and every year their money-grubbing family comes from all around the world and all around the country to visit them and try to get their money and be written into the will. And that's basically it right there. Like, it just shows all the different people driving in. They're all like kind of assholes, and then what's it called? This fucking one guy wasn't invited because he's a Satanist or something. So he wasn't invited, and like then they get like a present from him in the mail delivered by a very creepy woman. Whatever. Did they ever explain what happened to that woman?
No, she just appeared. You want to hear the funny thing right now? I walked away and took a phone call while you did that whole story.
You're an asshole.
For 90%. That's how much I don't care about this movie. I had to take a phone call. That's why I was like, Daddy, could you explain this movie? And I think you got it right. That's basically just the story. These two old ladies get possessed by a box that they open with fucking
the son,
cocaine in it.
Nephew, like, sent a thing like, I know you didn't include me in the will anymore, and I hope there's no hard feelings.
Apparently the family used to be satanic. Used to do satanic rituals in the past. Is that what I gleamed off of whatever the fuck they were talking about in this film?
I guess. I don't really know.
So it takes a half an hour, the longest half an hour I've ever had to deal with ever watching a film, of just banal dialogue. And
I actually, you know what? I actually enjoyed the first part of the film.
Did you really?
More than the second part.
I don't know. I thought
you would think the whole idea of them being demons would be enjoyable to me, but it really wasn't. Like, it was boring. Yeah. And they're not rabid, everyone. They're fucking demons.
Yeah, rabid makes it seem like they're zombies.
If you're rabid, you can't be shot like 4 times in the chest and not die.
Yeah, I mean, it's so dumb, man. I mean, it all becomes a shit show after, like, the first half an hour where the two women turn into zombie, or whatever the fuck they are, demons.
They're demons. Also, they, like, shapeshift and shit, and they, like, can change their voice. That's not the definition of rabid.
No, they're old women that get possessed by demons.
Right.
Oh, I thought you said they were demons the whole time. I was like, yeah, okay.
No, they get possessed by demons. But I'm saying, like, they're not rabid.
Like, I almost had a spark of hope when the first lady gets killed and her arm shoots out and goes through her head or some shit like that. But then it just goes back. Then it just becomes about 6 or 7 characters breaking up and going into other rooms and talking more while these monsters are going around killing people. And I will say some of the kills are interesting looking because they're gory. But it's not enough. Like, it's just bad, man. It's just
it's way too far in between, you know?
Right,
like,
yeah, you have to wait a lot just to... I only laughed...
You made this movie half the length.
I only laughed twice in this film, and one was, like, I guess, intentionally funny, and the other one wasn't, because there's, like, a priest character or something, or, like, a monk or something.
Yeah.
He's one of the relatives, and he says, holy shit, and I just thought that was, like, the funniest thing in the movie. And that's like a sad joke to laugh at. I think that was the funniest thing here. The second part is there's a fat guy that gets caught in between. He gets caught in from a shaft, I guess, to get out the building.
Yeah.
From the monsters. And the woman comes in and she splits his shorts open. I guess she bites his balls off. But the version that I saw, it was edited so fucking bad because I guess they couldn't show her eating his balls or something. It has to be they had to edit out or just because it's bad editing in general. But the guy screams and it cuts right off. Like they didn't even let him finish screaming or something. And then the other guy's already vomiting onto the television set. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this movie? It was so fucking horrible.
Yeah, the editing, and especially in the whatever, the cut version, which I'm sure is what I saw, is so bad. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Even if I saw the uncut version, it still would have sucked.
I'm glad I saw the cut version because that means that saved me 30 seconds of not having to see more of this fucking pile of shit movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad, man.
There were one or two parts that I thought was actually kind of cool effects.
Go ahead, please explain them to me.
Like when it shows, like, towards the end when you see her head splitting and stuff. I like that.
And she's mutating back to a human, you mean?
Well, but you see or maybe it's in the beginning then, where you see like her face is kind of like splitting open, and like I love that kind of like nastiness.
It's a fucking dumb movie. It's really bad. Like nobody should watch this movie. I hope nobody ever sees this movie. I'm sure. I mean,
it's like constantly on my Netflix.
Is it? So does that mean
like it constantly is trying to get me to watch this movie? And you know what it guessed I would think of this? It guessed I was going to give this 4.5 stars. I don't know how it came to that conclusion. Usually Netflix is pretty good. Like, it recommends movies that I know I've already seen, and it says
what the fuck have you watched that recommended this movie?
I don't know.
What in the fuck did you watch that recommended this piece of garbage? This is
garbage. This was also on my friend's Netflix because I watch it at her house, and she said she's always seeing it.
Oy vey, Gavalt. Is that the girl who broke my balls about Red State?
No. And then right next to it, I still wish I knew what that argument was. And then right next to it was a movie about beavers.
That I could deal with. The animal or the...
The animal.
Oh, okay.
But, it was a documentary about beavers next to Rabid Grannies. I don't get what... She must have some kind of weird library she watches.
Watching beavers. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna break the rule of the sounds. I'm just gonna play the part where he gets killed because this is so awful. You're gonna hear how badly edited this movie was. Here's the thing with Hulu. They show more commercials than I can believe with this film. Here we go.
Fred, I have some bad news.
What?
Well, Fred, the spider just arrived.
The spider? What the hell are you talking about?
That's another thing. They referenced a sequence where I thought they were trying to be really deep about it with a spider web. Here comes the scene. Here's how badly edited this film is.
Will you say something? Harvey? Huh?
Do you hear how that just happened? Do you hear how that just kind of cut right off?
It was scream to puke. They probably could only afford to have one sound at a time.
Ooh, that was so bad. It was so poorly done.
And the worst dubbing I've ever seen, maybe.
He's like,
this movie is still way better than a lot of movies we've reviewed on here.
What'd you say?
I'm saying this movie is better than a lot of movies we've talked about on here.
No, this is the worst movie I've seen for horror.
No, it's not. This is not.
How the fuck are you telling me what I would?
This is not worse.
This is the worst movie I've seen for horror deconstruction. It has to be the worst movie I've ever seen for horror deconstruction.
This is not worse than Killjoy 2. It is not.
Killjoy 2 is fucking Hamlet compared to this movie, and I just did the whole hand movement with my hand in the air.
This is worse than Murder Set Pieces. You're saying?
Murder Set Pieces have breasts in it. That's fine.
What about that other awful one that he made, Nutbag?
Yeah, that's pretty bad, that movie. Well, that was
better
pretty
than that, right?
No. They're both equally awful. I won't let Rick Falumbo's movies be that good at all that they're better than this. They're both equally shit. That I would rather look at fucking childhood genocide on film than watch either of these shits. But there was that whole line about the spider web too, because they tried. I guess the writer
trying to be all deep out of nowhere.
He really was trying to be deep because they're walking. And then, hey, look at that. Do you see that spider web? Do not help. And what the fuck is this?
The more it struggles, the more caught it becomes.
Yeah, it's like trying to say they're trying to put an allegory. Is it an allegory about themselves being the spiders? I mean the flies trapped in the spiders' webs. And then, ironically, the fat guy who said it gets trapped by a spider, by the monsters. So fucking bad. It's so stupid. It's not like the fucking demons.
It's not the kind of movie that requires a deep thought, you know?
Right. It's not like the demon put the fucking windowsill for him to walk out. That completely different. It's a bad movie. Don't see this movie. This is bad. Fucking Danny was fucking
I like the
Rabid Grannies.
their personalities.
What personalities? Garbage. At least they killed everybody that I thought they were gonna. I didn't think they were gonna kill. Kill a bunch of people. Oh, and this one guy, they cut it really bad too, because that one guy Radu, the European, he was more like Spanish guy, right? I guess maybe he was very ethnic.
Spanish. How did they kill him?
He kills himself because he's like, oh, I'm gonna die, I can't escape this. So he breaks his head through the window and I guess kills himself. Like, you know when the movie Ghost where the window blade goes into the throat.
I like the way that.
And this one is edited so bad. It's like the fat guy dying. It just shows his face zoomed in. Like, they didn't show anything else at all. So bad. This movie's so fucking stupid.
I like the way that they killed the priest.
Oh, that was, yeah. Well, man. Do you know how...
That's the thing, too. They talk, like, fully legibly. They're just evil, you know? Like, they're trying to convince the priest that they're either going to torture him to death or he's going to kill himself. But he can't kill himself because he'll go to hell because he's a priest.
Right, but they're threatening him with, like, hours and hours of torture if he doesn't kill himself.
Right.
Because he's a chicken shit. And, what was it, a shotgun or a AK-47 or something? He had some big...
He doesn't get AK-47.
Yeah, you can't even shoot yourself with an AK-47. You gotta be 80 feet tall to fucking shoot yourself with that shit.
He should have pointed it at them.
Right, because one guy was shooting at them earlier, and we know what's funny about that is that one character. What happened to that guy too? The guy who actually got the guns. How did he get the guns? Because it was so dark.
He was a fucking army guy. Or
right,
something.
But did he get it out the back of a car? He did, right?
Yeah, he got it out the back.
Get in the car and drive out. What the fuck is he doing worrying about guns?
He wants to rescue everyone.
Oh, I guess that's admirable. But he pulls it out.
The thing that bothered me the most.
He's shooting at them in their chest, and they're not slowing down. But he's able to trip them, and they fall down.
Yeah, he's shooting them in the chest. Why is he not aiming at their head?
I don't. Yeah, if he's an army guy, right? Because he takes out one. I guess it is a shotgun that he pulls out. But for some reason,
but that they were saying in the beginning, he's like, this shotgun can kill 20 people or something. It's like a high-tech shotgun. Like, he's basically like a James Bond type of guy or something.
Yeah. I guess, and the way he gets...
Why is he shooting them in the chest, and it's not working, and he just keeps doing it? Shoot him in the fucking head.
Right, like, they just don't know
Maybe they're like Demon Knight. Maybe they need their eyes shot or something.
And then one demon comes in a night suit, and she comes... And they cut out how he dies, too, because he's like, he dies really badly. Like, it just cuts...
I thought that was pretty funny, though, the demon night suit.
She chops off his hand, but then it automatically cuts to his head falling down the hallway, and he's still screaming.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, there
was a point where.
Why would you censor this movie?
You watching it?
Oh yeah.
I guess it was at the table before any of this even happened, and they're showing one person talking, but they're looking at a totally different person with the. It's like.
Trust me, I wasn't paying attention. I must have been looking at something else.
Conversation between three people, and like. When one person is talking, they're not even on camera. And the way they framed it was that, like, two people were, like, half in the shot and half out of the shot.
Yeah, the fucking...
Just, like, so poorly done.
It was the cinematographer was fucking Ray Charles or something. It was so bad.
I could have done a better job for sure.
It's so bad. The thing that I'll give them is that they actually killed a little kid in the film. Like, they chopped up a little girl. Like, I didn't think they were going to do that. And they let that little rat shit son live. That little fucko. I wish they would have blown him up.
Yeah.
And
the other way around.
When the guy died, like the last guy who dies in the film, the driver, was that weirdly edited for you too? Because it kind of just seems like the woman is like a monster. Whoever survived at the end, like the woman destroys the box and kills the demons.
Yeah.
She's like I guess it's some time after this incident
That
happened.
woman's hair. Did you see her hair?
Her hair, her fucking face. Anyway, she's
Her hair had like 4 little dangling things. It looked like she had like little worms hanging over her head. It was disgusting.
She was like, what was she doing? She was sitting in the back of the car, right? And then the driver's like, everything okay? Because you hear the lady vomiting and shit. Then she goes, "Rah," and it cuts, and the guy's hand was already out, like laying on the ground while the car's driving, and that's how it ended. I was like, "What? Who edited this shit? It's terrible. It's a fucking."
Apparently it was Felipe Ravoet.
That fucking guy. I hope.
I want to see if he's ever worked on another movie.
Please do, because this movie is atrocious. It's inhuman. You know how they play metal music to piss off or to scare Afghanistans? Like
in
the
this,
war?
they play what's the word? Like baroque piano music or harpsichord. Okay, let's see if this guy comes up.
Please tell me he didn't edit anything else.
Actually,
no, really.
He did a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure if he's the same guy that did this. I gotta make sure.
An IMDb page, right? Wouldn't it be like a...
Yeah, but you know, sometimes there's more than one person with the same name or whatever. And okay, I don't know if this is the same dude.
Who cares about him? Fuck him.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it
no.
is.
How currently has he been working?
That was his first film. So you got.
What's his last film?
Cool Kids Don't Cry, 2012.
Wow, good for him. I'm glad he got away from making.
You know what?
Shit.
Everybody has bad things, perhaps.
Bad.
My first painting was a piece of shit.
He should have went to jail with the fucking Nazis for making this shit.
My first artwork, I have it saved. It's
wow.
Funnily bad.
Really?
Is funnily a word? I guess not. It's so awful. It's so awful.
I threw out so much of my old artwork. It's not even funny. It was so bad.
Me too. But I couldn't throw out my first 3 paintings. I just couldn't. Like I made them when I was like 18 or something.
Oh, I mean, so that you knew like what you were doing. Like you knew.
I just like to see the progression.
Right.
Like it's awful. Oh my god. But it's hilarious. And I guess this guy probably looks back on this the same way.
He doesn't. He probably like had them like try to erase that shit from his IMDb.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like some weird characters in this film. There's that one maid who has a sleepy eye, a lazy eye.
Oh god,
she's the first one that gets killed. Oh, the second one that gets killed, right? She gets thrown right out of a window.
Daughter, she dies so like, yeah. What the hell? Like those characters were like cool actually, but like they never do it. Actually,
I thought
like,
she was the
some
main
of these
character.
characters, like I was like rooting for them to die. Like
I wanted everybody. I wanted a nuclear bomb to fall in the house 5 minutes into this movie, so I would have to be done with it.
You didn't like the mom cook?
No, I didn't like anybody in this movie. The lady, when they find her later, she has pretty cool gore. What's so funny? Gore effects of her face eaten off and shit. It's just a fucking stupid movie. It's like bad. This is a shit movie, and they should be fucking have the letter A pinned onto their shirts and made fun of in the streets.
What should the A stand for? Like,
remember, wasn't that story with Debbie Moore?
Oh, I know.
She fucked a priest
should be
or
like
something?
asshole should stand for in this.
Yeah, that's for sure. Asshole's too kind of a word for these fucking scum fucks.
Anal juices.
I'm not even blaming the actors because I'm sure they were like, what the fuck, you know, whatever they say in Belgium about this movie. And they had to get redubbed, which made it sound worse, and the editing was all bad, and the directing was shit.
Yeah, you think it was better when they were...
It's like blaming the army going to Iraq. You can't blame the army. You have to blame the people in charge. Cause do you think
that their acting was better when they were speaking in their own language?
I think nothing was better about this film in the original version. Like, clearly it's just so poorly
We know
made.
that they weren't speaking in English. I mean, they could have been.
If that's the case, then and they had to get redubbed, then it's a real tragedy what happened in this movie. It's a
yeah, I guess that's true. No, they weren't.
Because it's
But you know what? The person who did that dubbing, I want to find out what his name is because he is awful. Like it's really bad. I think it was like a British company that did it or something.
It was
was
Helen Keller that did it. Cause,
seriously, like there are points where I was just like I couldn't believe it.
It's really bad. So
but
I mean,
all in all, I would say this movie is way better than Killjoy. It's way better than...
It's equally bad or worse
any
to me.
Nick Palumbo film.
Saying this is better than Killjoy doesn't make Killjoy a good movie at all. It does not.
No, it does.
I found this movie a horrible chore to watch. Like, unbelievably. I mean, it was spine tingling how bad it was to have to sit through this movie. Like if this was an experiment on horror, they fucking got that right, because I was horrified. I had to watch an hour and 28 minutes of this.
Well, that's their whole thing. It's a psychological experiment.
The only thing redeemable is in the edited version where they cut out the violence, because that's, to me, that's what I find funny. But it's so fucking bad that no one should ever watch this. I would put this shit.
I want to watch and see what they cut out, but I don't want to.
No. I wish they would like put this shit in that box that's in the movie and burn it and bury that shit into hell, because this shit was fucking bad. And I'm glad that director is not doing anything else. I feel bad about talking shit about other directors. Well, not really, because this is the whole point of this fucking show.
Are you sure that he's not doing anything else?
His IMDb says he only made this movie and something else. I'm not sure. But
wow.
What's your rating on this film?
I'm gonna give this movie a 2.5 out of 12.
You're out of your mind.
2.5 out of 12. 92-year-old grandma demon walking around in a suit of armor.
That's a pretty good one. I'm gonna give this a negative 42 out of 42. Fat guy's balls getting something getting bitten out of his pants, and it cuts really bad to a guy throwing up on screen.
He made other movies. No, he was an actor.
Yeah, right. So if that, oh shit, I didn't even think of the next movie I have to pick. Oh, nuts. Ah, shit. I realized.
Nuts.
You see how bad this movie fucked me up that I forgot I had to pick a movie we have to watch later on? Holy macaroni. Hold on, go keep talking about the movie while I think of something. Go ahead.
I don't even know what to say about this movie.
Talk about the grand acting.
I would recommend that this is a movie that you torture your friends with at a party, which is kind of the situation I saw it in. It's not a good date movie.
Is it a good...
Well, you know what? It is a good date movie if you're into watching, like, really bad movies, which some people are. I would lose my virginity to this movie for all you teens out there.
Just watching the old lady's mouth with the froth coming out and everything?
Oh, yeah. It's like it's not as hot as the woman from Quarantine, but it's kind of hot, especially those fingernails. I would let her use those fingernails to prop up my ass.
You
know what I would do? I would take a hit off of that smoke and then like shot it into her ass.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! What a sick person you are.
I think that the one with the missing eye after she got stabbed in the eye with the crucifix is the hot one for sure.
What about the old fat cook lady with her face melted off? You can use that for lubrication. Just
I actually was attracted to the daughter with her weird eyes.
Was that her daughter?
Yeah.
What
actually, she was so annoying, and I sympathized for the old mom cook, because I kept thinking, wow, if this was my daughter, like, I'd be this angry bitch too.
For real.
Because she's so stupid, the daughter. She's so stupid.
I don't know, this is...
Oh, they speak in French. It says it on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I guess so, because the whole name of the movie was La Mimes de Cannibales, right?
Yes.
I don't know.
But me being a complete language idiot, I don't even know if that's French or not, but I guess it is.
It's a bad
So what,
one.
Belgian people speak French?
Maybe they did it with the intention of doing it for a Belgian audience.
I didn't know that Belgian people spoke French. I am stupid.
Are they? Do they? It shows how much we give a shit about the other
They
countries.
speak Dutch and French.
Oh, man.
A Flemish and French. I don't know. I feel like I'm digging myself into a hole of stupidity right now.
That's the whole point of the series. Believe me, I'm trying to look for a horror movie quick, but I can't think of one. The only one I can think about is so incredibly awful, I didn't think we would ever review it.
No,
I'm gonna do it. The next one is called...
It's not a Nick Palumbo, is it?
No. I think we're done with Nick Palumbo movies.
Okay, good.
The next film, although I think you might wish for Nick Palumbo with this one, the next movie we're doing is called Texas Chainsaw 4, The New Generation, or The Next Generation.
Oh, man. What's wrong with you?
So Danny, what is the final word?
Fuck you.
Harvey? Huh?
Deconstruction.
Harvey?